Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and we are going to finish up these coffee cards today. Just adding sentiments, doing the insides since they're all blank, and adding a little bit of bling. Still pretty basic. And honestly, I hope this doesn't cause you to turn off the video, but they're just not my favorite cards. I hope you'll stick around still and see how I made them and, hang out with me a little bit. So I have this Rabbit Hole Designs coffee sentiment stamp set that is hilarious. And so I picked a couple of sentiments out of it. I'm going to make like 3 with one set of sentiments and then 2 with a different one. So one of them says, I love coffee, you love coffee, let's be friends. And then the other one is depresso, that feeling you get when you run out of coffee, I think is what it says. And then turns out 99% of my personality was coffee. Just a little humor. I thought you could throw, a gift certificate or a gift card in here for coffee, send it to a friend, make them laugh. We need more of that in this quarantine that we're all going through. So, and we definitely need more coffee, right? Anyways, this is also a old Stampin' Up set, and I decided to pull in a sentiment from there as well because I just wanted more, and I wanted something like a different font, different shape. So these are my pre-cut sentiment strips that I get when I go to Kinko's and have them cut my paper for me, so I don't have to do it. And I am just gonna stamp a bunch of these out real quick. And this is how I do it. I just get these long strips of paper and do all the sentiments I need plus more usually because it's just so easy. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this Stampin' Up. Sentiment here, life happens, coffee helps. Indeed. So that's gonna be cut out, and then I'm doing a couple of inside inserts and stamping this in there as well. I'm just trying to give myself plenty of options because I don't actually know what I'm doing. Everything is off the cuff with no plan. So basically, I just want to make sure I have plenty of sentiments to work with and options. These little coffee beans were really cute, and I thought I would incorporate them as well. I'm going to have to make some more coffee cards now because I need to make some I actually like, but these will be fine. I learned years ago when I used to make jewelry, I would make necklaces, bracelets, things like that, and I wouldn't like them at all, and then they'd be like the first thing I would sell, and I'd be like, okay, so I'm not gonna like everything I make, but other people will like it, and I hope that's the same with these cards. So I'm just gonna chop these up real quick, and that way I can play with the layout, and if they're not straight, I'm not worried about it because I can straighten it out later when I go to actually put it on the card. I'm just trying to get a rough cut going on. And then I am just doing a quick fussy cut around these sentiments. I like that all these stamp companies are making dies for their sentiments now. I really think that's cool. This one was really easy, so it's like a no-brainer to do this. But of course you could, if you like things more square, you could have cut out like a 2x3 piece of paper and stamped in the center of it, and that would have given you more of a nice rectangular sentiment if that's your aesthetic. For me, this is fine. And so I'm just going to go through here and lay these all out. If you watched my videos before, when I do mass card making, I tend to use the same supplies, the same paper, stamp set, things like that, but I will kind of vary my layouts so each card's not completely identical. Now, if I'm making like 20 cards for a donation stack, then those tend to be identical because that's the easiest way for me to mass produce. But if I'm doing 5 or 10 cards, I usually will do it like I've done these coffee cards and like kind of change each one up. Makes it more fun for me, and I feel like each person's getting a one-of-a-kind unique card, which is fun. So here I am just putting the front sentiments and insights together for these cards and kind of deciding as I go which ones will accompany each other. And it's funny because I kind of like this one. I play around with this Despresso sentiment, and I kind of wish I would have put it on there, but I didn't. It's one of those things when you go back and you're editing your video and you're like, oh yeah, no, that was okay, but in the moment you don't see it. So hashtag YouTuber problems. Anyways, yeah. So I'm just gonna add the sentiments, take care of the insides of these. I'm gonna let the music play and I'm gonna stop talking, and then I'll come back and finish out the video, chatting you up. Enjoy. So that one turned out interesting, I have to say. I really love that black and white paper. It's like a Southwest kind of design. Totally didn't come from the paper packs, doesn't really go necessarily, but made it work. And then I'd had all these scraps from when I made the part 1 of this video, when I made the fronts of the cards. So yeah, that's this is how it went. I ended up deciding to put some bling on these, which that equates to some gold sequins that I have from a previous Spellbinders kit. But they're all one size. They're very simple. I'm sure you have something like that in your stash as well. And I just randomly put some dots of glue down and put the sequins on it. Very simple stuff. I am going to show you here that my Crystal Katana in this first card that I made was not wanting to pick up the sequins at all, which is not typical. So when this happens to me, I just peel off the tip like I did just right there, and it resolves the issue. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I haven't read any directions, and I'm probably not going to, but that's what I do. So it's real simple, and I try to tear away only a tiny bit of it. I've had the same tip on my Crystal Katana for like 2 or 3 years, and it's okay. It hasn't exploded or anything like that. And then I just put everything back in here once I had all my sequins on. I'd love to have one of those little triangle trays that you like pour your sequins in, and it's real easy to pour them back in the bottle, but I don't have one, so I use my finger tool. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you actually like these cards. Thanks, bye.